Chris Larson, state senator from Wisconsin, the 7th District of Wisconsin, one of the 14 state senators who are using the constitutional right to filibuster the state Senate by denying it a quorum and going out of state. State Senator Larson, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
So what is the latest from your point of view and those of your colleagues? Where are we at? Where are you at right now?
Well, right now, obviously, Walker is under a lot of pressure. Senate Republicans are under a lot of pressure. What happened yesterday is you saw the release of these emails, some of the starting discussions that tried to initiate negotiations. So, Walker's always said no negotiations, and I think he's got a lot of public blowback for that. So he felt pressure to release these to make it seem like he's at least started to try and talk to us. But there's never been a commitment on his part for these things. Never, the offer to try and usher these through the Assembly and the Senate or actually commit to these things. They were just the start of a discussion. So I think he's put these out there, and then the silence has been deafening on his side of whether he'd actually go with these things. And I think he hopes that the public forgets and that we forget that he actually admitted in a $1 billion phone call that anything that he had that'd be a discussion with us would be a ruse in order to try and pass his bill anyway.
To what extent? I was just talking with John Nichols, and he's concerned about what's in this bill for people on Medicaid, Badger Care in the state. I'm concerned about the selling off of state utilities. It seems to me that breaking the unions and breaking the back of the last organized, typically supportive of Democratic Party politics, but really supportive of democracy, small d democracy, breaking the back of the unions through destroying collective bargaining is really only a piece, and maybe even a small piece, of a larger agenda, which is basically dismantling the government of the state of Wisconsin and selling it off to the highest bidder so that it can be run by large corporations. Why is that stuff, things like, selling off the utilities to the highest bidder, the changing the rules for 400,000 people getting Badger Care and other state medical services, why is that not making the media? And is that a top-of-the-line issue for you guys, too, or are you just zeroed in on collective bargaining?
Well, we have to remember, look, we are in the minority. We are out here trying to make a point, and I think the biggest one, what's got the most people energized, is the attack on workers' rights, what's created the unions, what's created the middle class in Wisconsin, and really, in large part, the country, was unions. So we're trying our best to preserve that. There is some really bad stuff in this bill. It's a Trojan horse of things that he tried to sneak through in 72 hours with corporate funding for TV commercials, trying to push for this passage before anyone had read it. Right. And a lot of these things have been discussed, and they've gone in the local media here, so people know what's in it. So these Senate Republicans are really under pressure to defend some of these strange provisions. Now, what the Democrats did yesterday is we proposed the fresh start. We proposed, okay, let's take the budget repair bill as it was and empty out the Trojan horse, take all this bad stuff and throw it aside. The no-bid contracts, the attacks on Medicaid and senior care, and obviously the attacks on workers' rights. We introduced those to give us a fresh start and say, okay, we can just deal with the fiscal side. And you know what? It actually saves more money than Walker originally proposed because it preserves grants and it also refinances debt. So this is kind of the discussion point to see if Republicans want to go with that or if they want to follow the ideological path of Walker in this right-wing race to the bottom, going with corporations over working-class people.
If they decide to follow Walker, it seems that, at least from where I'm sitting here and 1,000 miles away, it seems that the best strategy would be for you guys to stay out of town until there's been a recall election and at least 3 Republican senators have been pulled out in May or June, I guess that would be, and then come back without the concern that you are essentially powerless unless you leave the state. Is A, do you think that that's an accurate assessment of the situation? And B, do you think that it's possible that you and your colleagues could pull that off?
Well, I mean, it would be highly idealistic to try and get all 14 of us to stay out for months. I think we won't need to stay out that long. I think it's going to be on those Senate Republicans who realize that their legislative career is at stake. Look, there's 5 or 6 who never liked this bill. They were willing to go along with it because Walker was their governor and they would rubber stamp whatever the guy wanted. Right. There was no consequence of the media. But now that these recalls have kicked up, and now that everyone in the public knows what's in the bill, and now that they tried to shut out the public and pushed them to the street where they really kicked up these recalls, they would have to end their legislative careers if they go along with it. And I think they recognize that and are kind of looking for a way out, which is why we've seen a 6-hour meeting with the Senate Republicans yesterday, and they continue to meet today as their leadership continues to browbeat them and to try and push for this legislation, this attack on workers' rights, and this Trojan horse bill. I think they get it, and we're going to see a break there soon.
It's almost like that amazing scene in Downfall, the movie about the last days of Hitler, where he orders half the guys out of the room and he starts screaming at the guys who are left, and they're all like, this guy's going to kill himself soon anyway. What are we doing? I don't
want to go any comparisons to that.
I know you don't.
Look, they are feeling the pressure.
I understand. I know. I wasn't trying to take you in that direction. My apologies. I should save my commentary for when it's just me on the air, not you two.
There you go.
State Senator Chris Larson, a good man doing good work and standing up for the people of the state of Wisconsin. I appreciate your being on. And legis.wisconsin.gov, of course, the website for the legislature. Senator, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good talking.